please consider supporting the not-so-great Fawful's Minion on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link down in the description. Welcome again to Road to Remastery. I seem to die a lot, don't I? Here one day, gone another, scarcely seen, but always there. Didn't call myself the ghost of countdowns past for nothing, son. Remaster number 9 getting deep right away. Out comes a storm of tricks for my favorite bunch of fricks. Follow closely as I propose a toast to the world of Ghost, as the demonic neighbors of aliens, the phantasmic forces of supernature entice the common one's core all the same, if not more. Ghosts generate bottomless awe from their believers, and even honorable disquiet from skeptics. As always, my subjects-to-be come packing complex credentials, but it shouldn't be hard to follow. You know ghosties, so leave the rest to your hostie. Proton packs ready? I am. Onward! Passion is the Nolan's Batman to productivity's TTG Robin. Oh gee, who do I pick? The relevance of being first in line loses harder than knife versus gun once you factor in the will to love. Creators of Ghosts know this like the back of their crack. Even something as whack as turning annoying into entertaining won't stop an excitable someone in their typical mischievous ghoul.
Oh wait, it's you.
Oh man, where has this character been all my life? The hat arrives on time, only for it to join in on my bow to the most entertaining apparition I ever done saw. Snatcher is the Robin Williams of the paranormal realm, a makeshift heap of masterful yucks, all the while a deity of professional charm and amusement. The Spectre of Subcon Forest touts the fully realized character potential of Paper Mario 2's Black Chest Demon in tandem with classical deeds of demon kind. You know, I don't condone selling your soul to insidious, wisecracking shadows, but it got me this 5-star ham dinner, so y'all have fun. How could you not? Snatcher's grandstanding as this all-joking sower of both kinds of stitches is compounded well by the fun fact that he's also creepy and threatening. His passion for mischief and quality quips is extremely contagious. The coughing and wheezing brought about by the violent laughing fits he curses me with, that's the good kind of chest pain.
But our last mailman has gone. Poof. You'll have to do. You're probably waiting for me to turn blue, aren't you?
From boo to whoo, I tells ya. It's not too often a ghost makes me unironically laugh, much less as consistently as this, and still keeping with that sense of power, fascination, and intimidation his kind wears like a crown. Hide your kids. Hide your life. Ever feel as though you're being watched? Paranoia is only 3 letters away from paranormal, so perhaps the eye-opening link between each could be considered a trust exercise among instincts. That sickening urge to watch your six in the midst of silence. Could it be a ghost? Only a demonic drifter from the dimension of the dead could hone that fear into a superpower. Living in the shadows takes you places where knowledge sleeps and disasters breed. Many a 90s connoisseur call it the Forest Temple. I have excellent reason to claim this vault of hushed misery even scarier than the Shadow Temple, and its name is Phantom Ganon. I'm kinda hoping I'm not alone here, but the cryptic, ethereal afterimage of the great and powerful Gerudo King gets to me more than the man himself. Even though it's carried as a mere copy of Ganondorf, why doesn't it feel like that? I could never pin down why, But I've always sensed a lot of disquiet in this master of the forest. Yeah, the easy answer is, it's just another goon for Ganondorf. But that conclusion just doesn't feel right. Awesome battle in Ocarina of Time and hypnotic design in Wind Waker aside, why is it in the forest? Why is it the first boss we fight as an adult? And then it hit me. The Phantom is a manifestation of Link's great fears, facing Ganondorf, leaving his home, even growing up. No wonder why I freak out walking through this temple. It watches, follows, looms over the scared little boy it wants you to stay, and only through courage can it be slain. You people are brilliant! Reality and fiction are growing closer with each day, to the point where I honestly believe they're the same thing, mere lifetimes apart. The list of impossibilities shrinks and shrinks. Meanwhile, death just keeps getting stronger, destroying life, twisting how we perceive it. For even when we're finally gone, the sorrow still remains. There was no way this could have passed the list by. With how often ghosts are positively celebrated for their gifted design and weird powers, it can be a touch difficult to interpret the reality they're shackled to. Representing the tragedy of sleepless apparitions is Metal Gear's somber specter. You know, this is why I don't have a nose anymore. Way too many hits slammed down on it with megaton force. The sorrow is not sorry for doing so, and after all the poor guy's been through, he has no right to be. The tale of the Cobra Unit's Spirit Medium Soldier is hard to sit through for the right reasons. The late father of Revolver Ocelot served in the Special Forces during World War II as a whisperer of the supernatural, being a lamenter of war's tragic bloodshed. The Sorrow could use the power and knowledge of fallen spirits to aid him in combat, those he prematurely joined after an abduction of his son by the philosophers pressured him into self-sacrifice via gunshot through the eye, to which he requested his lover, the boss of Cobra, to carry out for the safety of his flesh and blood. That'll definitely make it hard to sleep in the afterlife. Through hearing his story and witnessing his fate, most moments spent with the Sorrow are of devastating silence. He now lies in limbo as a spirit, with only the tragic memories of what could have been, and what actually happened. It's all he, and many other ghosts, has to look forward to. Somebody just give him some flowers! Favorably facing off with what you're least prepared for is a mark of extraordinarily dumb luck. Those that survive like to call it bravery. As the deathless arch foe to bravery, ghosts are unrivaled in weaponizing mystery. Do you know how scary it is to have to fight something you can't understand, can't touch, can't see? Oh, I can't fight? Bag no, rock no, bait no, run yes! Hey, Pikmin! Can you stop being brilliant for once? Smart's code for piss your pants in many stretches of logic, and your freaky blobs keep eating my mind. Now I can't tell stop apart from, oh yes, freaky blob daddy. I take it fans of the Water Wraith are of the mini pocket variety, because there's literally nothing the fluidic fiend of the submerged castle does better than making us feel puny and pathetic. Like the very best of campfire ghost stories, the Water Wraith traps our imagination in an abyssal prison, exercising our oldest fears of vulnerability and predatory enigma like an abusive, murdery gym coach, demanding 40 laps under the perplexing pool, and to drop dead and give him 20. Pikmin per floor. The combination of invincible, insta-kill, and decently intelligent AI makes the inevitable rampage of this ghoul something every Pikmin fan loves to immortalize through the frenzied passion triggered by their traumatic encounters. The classic mark of a good monster. Setting aside the creepy idea that it's likely the transitional form between Gulix and Plasm Wraith, the color the game paints the Water Wraith in is of sheer terror, with its physical being anchored in an unperceivable dimension. You can see it, you can hear it, you can feel it, but you can't grasp it. As if your reflection in a puddle is hunting you from the other side, puppeting a driverless tank to squish you with non-stop. It's like that movie, Phantom of the Stop you from having fun. If you could be guaranteed an answer to only one question, what would you ask? Well, me, I'd ask about what happens after death. Those that have gone through it are hard to reach, so this proverbial itch is realistically impossible to scratch. Do we disappear, reincarnate, or wander unseen with the living world as our silent prison? No, it's just a power-up. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You got anything stronger than stronger? Technicality coming in clutch. Kirby's contorted affinity for the dark and supernal is one of the strongest possible praises I can give it. And strong is not a word Dreamland takes lightly. The timely death of the villain of the hour sparks a horrific ripple in the balance of power, transforming what's already a monumental menace into one of the soul bosses, the most powerful ghosts in gaming. Takes a bit of thought to call them ghosts, but yes, they are. I find the soul bosses immensely appealing for their disquieting profiles and their illustration on supernatural power. While many of them, such as Sectonia and Stardream, are considered non-canon and even simple recolors, their presence still brings up fascinating ideas. While Magalore, Marx, and Drossia depict the horrific consequences of ultimate power, cosmic deformity, and a forfeited existence as their own spirit is threaded across a bed of needles, as if an evil force revived a monster the soul put to sleep. Whereas vague forms like Void and Stardream could be alluding to the figurative soul, the heart, the core, the true center. Yeah, maybe I'm just stuffing their mouths with words I want to hear, but the creepy moniker and awe-inspiring display of otherworldly strength steer me in a confident direction. So, I ask again, is this what happens when we die? Are we just raw power for the universe to keep? Scary thought. Just because it's not all there is to you, the past you descend from can always come back to haunt you. I take a broad approach to the supernatural. Just like people, they're respectfully deep. But to many, ghosts can't be seen as anything but terrifying. Dare I press onward? Well, I ain't not scared of no ghosts. But, yeah, no. Cut! This is the fat no. Hey, I said cut! Across my throat if you have to. Give me that! Let me be a ghost! I don't want any of this! Cripes, this is gonna end me. I personally don't enjoy ghosts for their fear factor. That's more of a hot little bonus. But when that's all you've got, suppose the respect just rolls in by itself. I don't like Alma Wade. I mean, I like her. Obvious is number 5 on the list. But yeah, I don't like her. Ask why and you die. The central antagonist of the F.E.A.R series, rip my nose. This banshee biatch is like smushing Carrie and that girl from The Ring together in a sandwich. Born a psychic, Alma was ruthlessly experimented on at a young age, brewing extreme hatred and malice that followed her into the afterlife, entering it at a tragically low age of 26. Oh yeah, she was also forced to give birth to more psychic humans at 15 years old. Let me guess, one of them's Ness. Disturbing background as it is, and that certainly rams in just how scary this chick is. Through haunting storytelling and twisted visual design, how Alma looks, sounds, and acts is like that of a traumatic hallucination. Her intense hatred brings death and calamity on countless others, like a regular Bloody Mary. True, her scary shtick is actually pretty traditional for a ghost, especially those in modern film, but if something's effective, it's effective. I cringe to the point of wrinkling with how far they take it. Yeah, just go ahead and rate me. I won't mind. One quality of ghosts that cannot be undersold is their talent for turning oddities into inexact science. When you no longer deal business in the cold, boring cesspool that is IRL, who needs the stupid laws of the living? Anybody who teaches their daisies how to do push-ups is promised a form without limits. Any shape, any size, whatever. Hey, Mr. Fantoon, I like your style. Sometimes you just gotta say, why not? Even in a series where logic and clever planning kills, a nice, calming round of pin the coke on the nostril can do wonders. Cosmic Ghost Octopus? Cosmic Ghost Octopus. Well, okay then. Metroid's Fantoon takes the word weird, renovates it, flips it for double the value, and then blows it up. It's an alien ghost. Who? The Batman is both an alien and a ghost. It's like non-binary. It just wants to be both. 2 tentacles up. For pride. This is a long way from dots on a bedsheet. The image of a cycloptic, ethereal space kraken with a toothy monster jaw for an eyelid looks a lot less silly than it sounds on paper. On top of being ugly, powerful, and gigantic in the case of Other M, something about Fantoon's vague presence is unsettling. What does it want? Why is it even here? Is it with the space pirates? Or is it a secret evil that watches over? You'd think a spectral monster that can conjure fiery eyeballs, severed floating hands, dark vortexes in the floor, and phase in and out of reality with the literal blink of an eye would be more high profile. It's really not. At all. And that oozes the haunting, spooky aura of a good ghost. Just like a phantom, it materializes just outside the line of focus, only to vanish the next moment. A blurry specter that forces a double take, with you frightfully unaware of whether it means more or you're going crazy. Spoilers, I am. But Mr. Crazy loves him some nutty stuff. What must one do to become immortal? Sell your soul? Take a piss in the fountain of youth? 69 Azernius? All great answers, but try to be memorable instead. Ghosts typify a concept gripping beyond all belief. Eternal memory. So long as you're remembered, fondly or poorly, your disembodied being will effortlessly transcend all understanding. Oh, boys. And girl. Thank you, inclusive Iwatani. Hey, 1 isn't enough for Mr. Toru. Another 8, muchos gracias, heading your way. For none of the other entries listed could have ever stepped out of the shadow without your 4 dastardly darlings. The ragtag band of chromatic quadruplets, the Ghost Gang. Bless this list for their sheer magnitude of simplistic charm and lucrative, iconic value. The man and madam of 10 billion quarters know the definition of restless spirits all too well. Blinky, Inky, Pinky, and Clyde represent the ghostly realm in both classical and unusual ways, donning an endearingly simple kindergarten doodle design and intimidating players through their aggressive immortality has helped spread the flagship appeal of ghosts all throughout video games, to the point of being renowned as the prototype. And yet, they still remain special through their trademark quirks and famously calculated AI. Blinky leads with flaming hostility, directly chasing Pac-Man at all costs, and personally driving me up the salted barbed wire wall sack first! Whereas Inky and Pinky are sneakier, aiming to ambush him face to face. For a big fat stalkery kiss in Pinky's case. I'm swallowing balls for my wife and kid, lady. Go bark up Spooky's tree. Oh, and Clyde. Yeah, Clyde does whatever he wants. Over 38 years later, they still prove to be excellent video game ghosts. Clichés told them to be white, and they stood for color. Mad respect. It pays good pain and suffering money to examine just how some people tick. What's their drive? What do they really want? Imagine the payout and assessment of a mind departed for the dearly would bring. I smell cash. Pack it in, boys. Retirements come 40 years early. Time for your weekly scarapy, Mr. You know the thing about games? They're kinda, for playing around. Something even John Kramer would say no to. Play sessions with Hoen's inimical imp of insanity fall on ears deafened by disfigured screams. While it's regular song and dance for ghost-type Pokemon to veil themselves in gloom and distress, Gen 3's Resident Ghoul puts even the dingiest dark types in the unemployment line. Ain't he a doll? This mon doesn't poke. It stabs. You think dying and living on as a lump of sand or tree stump is dark? Baynet is not only a canonically evil Pokemon, its entire existence centers on spiritual torture. Once a beloved plushie, its imminent disposal awakened a vengeful force within, animating one child's disowned toy into a predatory shadow bent on grudge-fueled murder. Toy Story 4 is looking great. I can't believe what I'm hearing. There's an actual Pokemon made solely to kill and or torture a kid out of revenge. Never mind how creepy it already looks and how macabre the background is. Baynet's a straight up sicko. Even worse, it's a sadist, generating immense spectral energy for its curses by sticking itself with sharp pins. A self-maiming voodoo doll. Comforting. So are we to believe its mega is like some sick fetish fulfillment? It clearly gets off to pain. Tear open the scars and let the hate flow through you. Resto and Pesto, the youngster Joeys of the world. It's great to settle down sometimes, breaking the metaphysical limits of just how complex, hype, and freaktastically foobar things can get. It's all fun stuff, but it's the simplest joys we all can afford that soldier me on through. Ethereal krakens, vindicative plushies, ectoplasmic cataclysms, shadows of enigma, and every single one lost to a big happy family. I hate this channel. Hey, Mr. Cop, I told you you'd never take me alive. Now out! I've got housework to do. Accept my apology, Boo and Cappy fans. I'm eternally haunted by spellbound loyalty. In all my years of accolading Green Mario's big fat dusty house, its finest displays of art have frequently slunked deep under my radar. Enough is enough. The portrait ghosts finally have the floor. Luigi's Mansion's broad respect for atmosphere and charisma gave death to a remarkable set of spirits. The game's host of 20+ boss figures were modeled after a high-class old-world family that forever calls the titular mansion home. It's an immersive slice of world building to observe their personality and how each of them fit within the household. From the astute man of the house, the crazy uncles, wacky butler, reserved grouchy snobs, modest elders, rascally kids, the family dog, the one weirdo that just exists. Every last member oozes charm, wit, and diversity. I just love how homey and legit the Portrait Ghost family feels. It's that special kind of comfortable modesty that both relaxes and entertains. They're weird, they're cool, they're fun, they're a penis in the anus. Their family. It's exceptional just how much life was brought from something so dead. Scaring is caring, and it's exactly that which had us the time of our afterlives. This is being Fawful's Minion. Keep those spirits up. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's hear those high-tier patrons. Shade 2800, Jordan Osceola, Tubazo 1989, Bradley Thompson, Crazy Quillman 157, James Ward, Diamond Ice, Skellington 977, Methtron 5000, Luke Razor, Goldsbro TSG, Thomas Drury, Madam Starfall, Spark of Dusk 777, Cole the Wren's Castle, Jurway, Sensei Spyro, Squeegee Luigi, Alfredo Jones, Green Moonlight, Jacob Dunn, Senti Espion, The Blind Guardian, Lucario Smash 246, Godfalking Dammit, Sephi 90, Green Dragon 53, Zero Z, Solitaire Seamus, Jake Arenstam, Morgan Arvite, Jacob Neal, Smash Mario Pro 2000, Roberto Del Fuego, Grandmaster Augustus, Zack Attacker, and Boss Taylor. May we meet again.